Rituals are critical parts of our life. In our religious life, they are even more important. Some of you have had important rituals, religious rituals of your childhood, baptisms, confirmations, bat mitzvahs or bar mitzvahs, or in your adult life, big milestones that are seen as sacraments, weddings, child dedications, funerals. As Americans and as Unitarian Universalists, we may not think of ourselves as overly ritualistic people. We pride ourselves on being rational and science-driven, and we don't think that we need the rituals. But yet, when I talk to you about what are the services and the rituals of this congregation that you love, they are all the rituals that we do, the UU rituals of water communion, flower communion, bread communion. Boy, we have a lot of communions for such a religiously diverse group, don't we? We have in our time some uniquely modern ways of ritualizing milestones in our general world. First day of school pictures on Facebook, retirement parties, memorial gatherings on the anniversary of somebody's death, or even sporting events are ways that we create rituals. Rituals are the tool to let us know that something is real, that it is something that is really happening. It takes this abstract thing that people tell us is happening, and it makes us feel like it is real. Psychologist Rebecca Lester says that one of the most important features of rituals is that they do not only mark time, they create time. By defining beginnings and ends to developmental or social phases, rituals structure our social worlds and how we understand time, relationship, and change. We are creating that time right now. If an anthropologist wants to find out what a people value, they will look at the rituals they created. I think our most important rituals are the ones that mark rites of passage. A rite of passage is a term first coined by French ethnographer Arnold van Gennep in 1960 and popularized by the American anthropologist Victor Turner in 1970. Doesn't it feel like rites of passage has been around a lot longer than that? A rite of passage is a ritual or set of rituals that moves participants from one state of social being to another, child to adult, fiance to spouse, student to graduate. In our religious and community perspective, these rites of passage have become even more important. As an intergenerational community, it is critical that we mark the passages of time and the important steps that individuals are making within that community. We are not static. Each one of us is going through significant life transitions at any given time. In religious settings, we celebrate marriages and we mourn at funerals. As a minister, I've had the honor to ritualize everything from a new home blessing to new pet welcomings to rituals to mark a divorce or breakup. Our ritual of bridging our high school seniors is particularly a poignant one because it marks a particularly important transition of the person in their religious development. Until this point, our graduates may be making decisions to be part of the religious community with their parents or their family. Except for you, Mary, I know you already made this conscious decision on your own. But where they go to be in a religious community is often dictated by location and association. But now, as they bridge, everything changes. They may be going off to college, or they may be getting a job where their availability changes. They may be changing who they'll be hanging out with. The point is that their affiliation with a religious community after this bridging ceremony becomes much more in their hands than ever before. It is their choice whether they want to be affiliated and how. And sometimes It might take even a bit more effort to maintain those connections. Someone once told me the best piece of advice that I could ever hear as a parent, as my children were heading into adulthood. They said, when your children become adults, you as their parent are fired as their manager. Ouch. And then it is their choice whether they want to hire you as their consultant. I was fired as their manager. That really struck with me. I am no longer that, but I want to be worthy to be their consultant. I want to be trusted, valued, relied on, and helpful. So graduates of 2021, I offer you this thought as you prepare for this important ritual. Your connection with UUCP has always been voluntary, although maybe convenient if it was attached to your family. But now you get the chance to decide what your religious future is going to be with intention and commitment. We hope to be worthy to be your community consultants, ones that you can turn to for comfort, inspiration, calls to action, and guides as you become ever more moral human beings. But know this ritual marks your passage into adulthood, out of high school and into the unique adult experiences that you each will have. But you always, always have a home here. Your spiritual home, your home of friends, your community home. You have changed us. And in this ritual, and for as long as you're alive, we will be cheering you on every single step of the way.